Hi guys, happy Sunday. So I wanted to bring you together because I was playing around with my 4x12 strips, which I have a lot of in the solid colors. We have the retiring colors, the retiring in colors that are going to be gone after May. And I still have all of these cut in a 4x12 strip. And so I wanted to be able to use them. And I was kind of having what I would call a block. And then I thought about all of these fun fold cards I've been seeing on the internet lately. And I thought, why couldn't I make a card front or a card layer to put on a card front that would use that 4x12? So this is what I came up with. So I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so here's my 4x12. This is the 4x12 of the In Color Seaside Spray. Okay, like I said, that's available while this annual catalog is available, but after May, it goes away. By the time you get to June, it's going to be gone. So what I have done is I've made 3 score lines. Okay, make sure you have your cutting blade up and you're only using your score blade. Let me make sure this is in the camera frame. Sorry. Okay, so your first score is going to be at 4.5. Your next score is going to be at 8. Your last score is going to be at 10.5. So this gives you essentially, after you score it, this gives you a 1.5 strip, a 2.5, a 3.5, and a 4. Okay? So then you're going to go ahead and fold that accordion style. And take your bone folder and burnish all those edges. I like doing them both ways just to make sure that it's nice and crisp, because this card ends up being a little bit thick. You might have to pay that extra 17, 20 cents, whatever it is, for the extra ounce or whatever. Okay, so here's that. So then you want to get your layers. So I'm going to put this up here for now. You're going to get your layers. I have some already cut, but I'm going to also cut these. So since this is 4 inches here, we're going to make a cut at 3 3/4. That way we have that layer. Let me make sure I get that in there. So we're going to go ahead and cut at 3 3/4, 3 3/4, and then we're going to make your layers as we went through it. So we're not going to worry about the 4 for right now, just because we're going to work on the folds, and then I like putting just a plain in there. Okay, so since this is 1.5, we're going to make a cut at 1 1/4, and you're going to need 2, so we're going to go 2 at 1 1/4, we're going to make 2 at 2 1/4, but I have a bunch of those already cut over here, so I'm not going to do that. And then we're going to do cuts at 3 1/4. Now I like doing it in 2s, but you'll notice that you don't always use all of them. All right, so there's your, so here's 2 of your 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then your 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. All right, so we're going to put those over here. Let me get that out of the way. So then you're going to come here, and you're going to take your 1 1/4 by 3 3/4 and figure out, because you're going to use 1 here, and you're going to use 1 here. So you want to figure out which way you want. I think I wanted a little more striking on this way, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one up this way. Oh, and I did get this back to working. When, I don't know if you remember the video yesterday, but when it gets stuck, you have to kind of take the lid off and then just advance it forward. I also like putting a darker piece of cardstock under here so I can see that layers. So I can see the layering. Otherwise, since it's all against, and that's a little too close to that edge. Let's see if I can still get it off in time. Just barely. So you see against that edge, I want to leave that border evenly. I just can't do this today. Maybe it's because I'm looking down over my camera. So there we go. There we go. So there we have that one there. Then we're going to put this one here. You also have to remember the other thing with this Stamp and Seal is that you don't tilt it anymore. You hold it more straight. You don't do this, you go like that. Okay, so there's those 2 strips. Then we're going to go here. These are the 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So that's going to go here and here. So I think I kind of like the way that snowflake comes out there. So I'm going to put this one there. All right. And then I'm going to put one on the back side here. This one doesn't get seen very much, so I usually don't put one there, but I'm going to this time. Okay. And then here's your 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. On this one, I think I want to get some contrast there. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Yes, I'm going to do that one there. Okay, so there you have that. And then what I like to take, either a Whisper White, or I do have some of the shimmer left from, and I think it was a Christmas a few seasons ago. But it's more of a metallic shimmer look. Now remember, this is 4 across here, and this is 4 1/2 here. So that means that you could go like that to make the one cut, or you could butt it up so it's exactly the same size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do, since it's already cut at 4 for a layer, I'm going to cut at the 3 3/4 that way. I'm sorry, 4 1/4 that way. So we have your 4 by 4 1/4. So then that's going to go like, oh, and I did do it wrong. It wouldn't be a Roxy video if I didn't do something wrong. This is supposed to be 3 3/4. It's supposed to be 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. All right, there you go. So when it folds up, it's going to be like that. Okay, and you can stamp here. You could put something here if you want. Maybe I'll put that there. I mean, it really depends on how full you want it. I do think that I didn't put one there normally, but let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Wonderful. All right, and let me get a paper piercing mat. Of course, I'm using the snowflake wishes again. Today's been like a snowflake kind of weekend. Oh, let me get out of the glare. So I'm using the snowflake wishes again. I'm going to use, and since you see there's a little bit showing here, I'm going to try to do my greeting as far over to the left as possible. Sorry, the camera's moving. So I'm going to go over there as far as I can. A little crooked, no big deal. But see, then it gets covered up there. And then I'm also going to be using the Seaside Spray. Let me move this one back. Last card I used was the Balmy Blue. I'm also going to be using that Seaside Spray to tie into that layer base. Okay, put that back there, and then we're going to put this whole base, and now since this, I probably should have put, because now there's so many different even depths here, sometimes it might be hard to get your Stampin' Seal to work. You can always use tear and tape too. That's always a good alternative. So I'm going to put this so my borders at the top and the bottom, the side are nicely centered. So this is your normal, here we go. Here's a regular card. So this is your normal 4 1/4, but it's not folded. It's just the base. All right. Going to bring over, I love these blue adhesive back gems. And I'm going to go bring it over with my take a pick tool. I think I'm going to do a dark there, a light. I must not have much adhesive showing through. There. Let me get, oh, I don't. Look at that. I have no little putty showing through. No wonder it wasn't picking up. And there you are. Again, since we have so many layers here, go back in with your bone folder and kind of burnish those edges. And there you are. Beautiful card. Going to fit in your envelope okay, but it is going to be a little bit thicker. So you may have to have it weighed, and you might have to pay that extra ounce or so. All right, guys. Have a very wonderful Sunday. This might be the last video of the day. It depends. But I just want to show you how to use up those 4x12 strips when you get to the end of a lifetime on them, or the calendar life. You also could do this with decorated paper, the DSP, because then you would already have double sides, and then you would just use the layers as your solids. Okay, so again, the measurement was at, first one was at 4 1/2, then 8, then 10 1/2, and there's your layers. They're all 3 3/4. You have a 3 1/4, 2 1/4, 4 1/4, and then your last one here, of course, is going to be your 4 by 3 3/4. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great Sunday. Take care and be safe.